Okay, I'm going to explain this the best that I can. I know these gaps can be a little confusing at first, but once you get it, it is really simple. So, on this daily chart, if you look at these lines, these little white lines on my daily chart, that's a script in Thinkorswim. It reveals the closing price of the previous day. So if you see that doji, okay, apparently you see the gap on 3-2 where it gapped up. If you look at the doji, and forgive me, my arrow don't work, so I can't really pinpoint it. You just have to see it. I believe it's on 227, and there's a doji, and you see the white line beside it to the right of it. It just reveals the closing price on that day, which is 227. And then you see the high day, which is 228, right? That red candle right next to the doji. You see the high day is at 780, I believe. So the doji closed that day. It closed at 829. And the high day on 228 was at 780, which created a small gap, which you can clearly see that small gap right there. And I wish I could point to it with my arrow. So with that being said, on 3-2, you can see where it closed the gap, continued to run, pulled back, and then came back up and held support. It caught the next leg up and held support on that key area, which is 829. And you can't see all that action on the daily chart because it's pre-market and it doesn't show it, and that's what creates the gaps. Now, if you go to the intraday and you see that pre-market action, you can see where it did just what I'm talking about. However, that's basically where the gap is. It's at 228. You see the high day is at 780, and like I said, the doji closed at 829. So 227, the stock closed at 829, and on 228, the high a day was at 780, which left a little gap, and that was the gap that needed to be filled, which ended up holding support really nice just before the gate, which made for a nice close and go. It's basically just added confirmation for the break of 850.